Hi there and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole and today we'll be previewing day one of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, Deco Darwin Guineas Day, set down for Saturday the 5th of July. A bumper 9-race card has been assembled for Saturday with the $75,000 Deco Darwin Guineas, race 9 the feature. An excellent supporting card gets underway at 12:22pm with the Guineas the last at 5:07pm. In the first, the Solace Real Estate Handicap, an average benchmark 70 event over 1,600 metres. My numbers are 5, 1 and 2. In the first, going with number 5, and that is Stormfront, trained by Peter Roble. Jade Hampson in the saddle, just had the one start in Darwin, was a fast finishing second over 1,300 metres. Speaking to Peter after the race, he thought the mile next time would be right up Stormfront's alley. Drawn the one gate, should get a nice run from there. I've got it on top. To beat number 1, and that is a newcomer Holstein, trained by Phil Cole. Wayne Davis in the saddles, had 2 trial wins here recently and pretty impressive I thought too. Formerly trained by Matthew Dunn, now in the Phil Cole stable, so put it right in your multiples. And in for third, number 2 Pink Panther from the Gary Clark stable, Jared Todd in the saddle. In the first, my numbers are 5, 1 and 2. The second's the Deco Mile, also over 1,600. We have 4 1,600 metre races on the day. This is 0 to 66 and my numbers here are 3, 4 and 2. 3 on top, I Know What You're Doing. Kevin Lamprecht's got his little team going really well at the present time. This horse was impressive winning last time out in the hands of Jess Booth. She rides again, claims the 3 kilos down to 57 kgs. That last start win over this trip in 0 to 64 grade was really good. He's up in grade, sure, but if he can put 2 together, he'll be very hard to beat. Number 3, I Know What You're Doing on top. Ahead of 4, Desert Mist, also comes off a last start win for Gary Clark and Adam Nichols, who rode last time. He was good, winning in 0 to 58 grade, so he's up in grade as well, but of course up to a 0 to 66, so he's up quite a bit in grade, but got him in to run second. And in for third, number 2, He's Maverick. Last year's Guineas winner on this day, trained by Kim Healy and Jade Hampson in the saddle. He's backing up from last week. He ran 6th behind Cinque Torre, beaten about 10.5 lengths in one of the Rowan Cups last week. But if he's come through that okay, he's got the quality and ability to be very hard to beat here. Numbers in the second, 3, 4 and 2. The third's the Novotel Darwin Handicap. We move to the 1,300 metre barrier here for the 0 to 58 gallopers. Numbers are 1, 3 and 6. He was impressive winning last week, number 1, Mr. Jones for Kim Healy and Jade Hampson. Won by a length from Full Damage, who finished well along the inside. If he backs up, which is always the question mark, I suppose, he's got to be hard to beat again from barrier 6, number 1. In for second, number 3, Dummy Spit. Andrew Purden's team racing well. Sonia Logan in the saddle. This will be his 3rd run in consecutive weeks, so just bear that in mind. But he's going well. He was second last week behind Luna Field, and I think he'll be in the finish here. And in for third, number 6, Astern Magic. He finished 3rd last week in the same race that Dummy Spit was 2nd. Adam Nichols aboard. He rode last week for Tom Logan. Seemed to get the best out of this horse, and he's another with a chance here. Numbers in the 3rd are 1, 3 and 6. We go to the 4th, the Textum Roofing Handicap. It's over the 1,300 for the 0 to 76 gallopers. Numbers are 5, 2 and 6. Pretty good field, this one. Settled on number 5, Shack Attack from the Gary Clark stable. Drawn the inside gate, Jared Todd in the saddle. He's second up, his first up run here on the 7th of June. He finished 4th behind Rising Sphere, beaten 5 lengths. That was in a benchmark 76, so similar grade here, a 0 to 76. And I think he's probably ready to put his foot right on the till, number 5. Ahead of 2, Beyond Ready, a last up winner for Kev Lamprecht. Jess Booth in the saddle, claims those 3 kilos, which is important. He won here on the 14th of June over this trip in 0 to 70 grade. So he's up now a grade, but he's racing well and he does go very well on this course. And in for third, number 6, Tannenberg from the Gary Clark stable. Adam Nichols aboard. His 3 runs in Darwin have been a 1st, a 2nd and a 3rd, so he hasn't done much wrong. And his last start 3rd behind Galaxy General was very good. Numbers in the 4th, 5, 2 and 6. We go to the 5th. It's the Courtyard by Marriott Fillies and Mares Handicap. It's over 1,200 metres for the 0 to 62 fillies and mares. A lead up, of course, to the Rose Bowl on Ladies' Day. My numbers here are 4, 2 and 3. 4 on top for me, Lucky Fortuna. She was in great form at this time last year, including winning the Rose Bowl. And she's had the one run here behind Villa 79, ran 4th. She's an improver for sure, and Jared Todd takes them out for Heather Lehman. In for second, number 2, Lead On Me, Paul Denton for Kerry Petrick. Racing really well. He's had 2 wins, 2 seconds, his last 4. His last start was here on the 21st of June behind Loch Lorien, beaten 3.8, but they ran a quick time on that occasion, and he's sure to race well again. A little lean on me, or she is. She's a mare. And in for third, number 3, Style and Grace. The 5-year-old by Impending. Aaron Sweeney for Ella Clark. Had a run on the 19th of April, hasn't raced since, fresh up this time, and I think on her best form should be right in the finish. In the 5th, 4, 2 and 3. We go to the 6th, the Northcrest Open Sprint. It's over the 1100 metres. This is the Open Sprint. Only 6 to go round, but good little race. Gary Clark holds the key. He has 3 of the 6 engaged here. Numbers are 2, 1 and 5. Going with the Clark runners to trifecta the race. Number 2 on top for me, Field of Flutes. Jared Todd for Clark. He hasn't raced since the 16th of March in Alice Springs. Had a bit of an issue down there, only had the 1 start as I mentioned, but Gary will have Field of Flutes primed to go, I'm sure, aiming for the Palmerston in a few weeks' time. So look to Field of Flutes to beat the stablemate, rather, number 1, Rising Sphere. Adam Nichols goes on board. Jared rode last time when the horse won, so now Jared on Field of Flutes. That you read into that what you will. He's a good galloper, Rising Sphere. He's won 12 races, and his last start win on the 7th of June was very good. And in for third, their stablemate, Flying Annie. 2 wins and a second, her last 3 starts. Aaron Sweeney aboard from the 3 gate, and that last start win beating Brat here on the 21st of June, so a fortnight ago, was an excellent performance. Numbers in the 6 are 2, 1 and 5. Getting down to the business end, race 7's the Deco Handicap. This is the 1100 metres for the 0 to 70 gallopers, and my numbers here are 2, 4 and 9. Pharaoh Magic for me, Clark and Sweeney, the combination this time. From the inside gate, first up, hasn't raced since the 25th of January, but raced well here last campaign and does go well in a fresh state. I just thought from the inside gate, Aaron should be able to give this horse a lovely run and be hard to beat. Number 2, ahead of the obvious danger, number 4, Down the Wicket, has won 4 of his last 5. 3 of those in Alice Springs, and of course last start here on the 14th of June, won really well in the hands of Hannah LeBlanc. Jess Booth goes aboard here, claims those 3 kilos. Got an awkward draw of barrier 11, but he's just racing so well, this horse. Up in grade to a 0 to 70, but he is racing at the peak of his powers. And in for third, we go over the page to number 9, and that is Orion the Hunter, trained by Jason Manning, formerly trained by Shane Nichols in Victoria, this one. He hasn't raced since February. So he's fresh up, but he has had a couple of one trial here, and that was a winning trial last week, and I thought he trialled very well. So numbers in the 7th are 2, 4 and 9. We go to the 8th. This is the first of the 3-year-old events. This is the Frontier Hotel and Punters Bar 3-year-old handicap. Now this is the consolation event, I suppose you'd say, for the 3-year-olds that didn't get in the Guineas or didn't want to go up against the guns in the Guineas, I suppose you'd say. 0 to 64 over the mile. My numbers are 1, 6 and 3. Capitol Hill are my top selections. Jason Lyon for Chloe Baxter. Has had the 1 run in Darwin. Finished 6th behind Bruno, who of course will be one of the favourites in the Guineas. Beaten only 4.4 lengths. I thought it was a pretty good run, and obviously in this easier class of field, I think he's the horse to beat. In for second, number 6, the maiden Saxon Beach. Wayne Davis for Phil Cole. He's had a 2nd and 5 thirds, and he's 2 runs in Darwin have produced 2 good third placings, including last week behind Rossonado. And in for third, number 3, Graysville, a stablemate of Saxon Beach. Phil Cole and Paul Shire as the combo. Drawn the inside gate. Should appreciate this 1600 metre trip, having his 2nd start in the top end. So my numbers in the 8th are 1, 6 and 3. And the feature is the last, the Deco Darwin Guineas, also over the 1600 metres, 75,000 up for grabs. And of course the best 3-year-olds over this trip go head to head here, a field of 11 to go round. Numbers in the Guineas are 7, 8, 2 and 9. I'm going here with number 7, The Men Went Home. This horse won the Alice Guineas for Kerry Petrick. Paul Denton rode there. He's on board here. Drawn the inside gate. Went super, I thought, here a fortnight ago behind Bruno. Bruno beaten 0.8 of a length, so 3/4 of a length. Covered a lot of ground that day. Should have improved out of sight, sweated up a little bit, so should be ready to go, and the mile will suit. He's pretty smart, I think. Number 7, The Men Went Home. I've got him on top. To beat number 8, Vanguard Legend, who beat The Men Went Home, ran second to The Men Went Home, rather, in Alice Springs in the Guineas. and then came out and raced well during Alice Springs, won on the last day. Actually ran fourth in the Guineas to the men went home, then came out and beat the men went home during Cup weekend. Good run here last time behind Bruno, finishing third, got a long way back, finished strongly, the mile right up its alley. Jade Hampson for Chloe Baxter. And for third, Bruno, the question mark for me is, will he run out a hard 1600 metres? He's done nothing wrong at all. 3 wins and a second from his 4 starts here. Raymond Viger, aboard for Tayan Halter. And my 4th selection, the maiden over the page, is number 9, Vieri, for Chris Nash and Sonia Logan. This horse has had the 4 starts in Darwin for 2 seconds, 2 thirds. Still a maiden, but his last start effort here last week, 2 weeks ago, behind Fabergé Zar was good. And that was, of course, taking on older horses. He's back to his own age group here. So numbers in the Guineas, 7, 8, 2 and 9. Best bet on the day, race 5, number 4, Lucky Fortuna. Race 5, number 4, Lucky Fortuna. While the best roughie is in race 2, number 8, Step Forward. Race 2, number 8, Step Forward. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk. We'll be back again, same time, same place next week to preview the second day of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, which of course is Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup Day. That will be on the 12th of July and promises once again to be a great day of racing. So until then, good luck and good punting.